What's going on, guys? Fully from Custom Offsets TV on the YouTube, and we have a brand new wheel brand to kind of bring you. So before we make a Truth About series and dive deep into this brand and where they came from and everything about them and how they make their wheels and all those kinds of things, we just wanted to kind of introduce the brand to you and show you these new wheels from a company called Venomrex. Now, most of you probably haven't heard of these guys because they're like brand new. They started kind of branching off into the off-road market in roughly 2017, I believe, if I recall the email they sent me correctly. And we just got them on the site. They're brand new, and I'm kind of excited about them because it gives people an offering that kind of almost has a blend between the off-road scene and the show truck scene. So typically, like, you've got your Hostile, your Fuel, all those guys with the big show truck wheels, and then the complete opposite end of the spectrum, you have people like Method or Vision, and they make a wheel that's more geared towards that off-road look, you know, whether it be a real beadlock or a simulated beadlock. You know, Vision has a lot of other wheels too, but they do have a ton of wheels in the off-road segment. And then you have these guys, Venomrex. So they kind of are bridging that gap where they're now offering wheels that are technically designed for off-road use, but they have really high-end finishes and really well-constructed wheels. So these guys, rather than your typical cast wheels, are something they call flow formed or flow forged. There's a ton of different names you hear, like rotary forged, compression forged. It's all basically the same thing. And what that is, again, is another hybrid where it's taking your cast wheels and your forged wheels and taking the best of both worlds to give you these flow formed wheels. So they're significantly stronger, but because of how they're constructed, they can also be lighter. And that's one of the main goals with Venomrex, is to have wheels that are performance oriented. So we have a few of their styles here. They do have more styles than this, but we just wanted to get a couple samples out in front of you to show you guys and kind of go over them a little bit. So up here we have the 602, both of these wheels in this like hyper bronze color, which is super cool. I really love it. If you get in close and look at it, it's almost like metallic-y, and then you got the black center cap on there. And then they have the gray finish, which you see a lot of wheel companies kind of branching out into that gray color scheme. And again, same thing, it's almost got a little bit of a metallic to it. It's a very high-end looking wheel, so I really dig that. Then of course, they offer black just like everybody else does too, but by far my favorite finish is gonna be that gold. And something else that Venomrex does differently is, you know, rather than, a lot of people come out and they want to shop for a 20 by 12 or a 20 by 9, you know, +0 offset wheel. And they're looking for wheels based on size. In the supercar world, if you're familiar with it at all, you don't go out and buy wheels for your Aventador because you know that you want a 21 by 11.5 or some crazy multi-piece size wheel. You go out and you tell the people, I want wheels for my Aventador, and they say, this is what fits. Venomrex is doing the same thing for the truck and Jeep market. So these guys focus on bespoke fitments for specialized, specific vehicles. So one of their, I guess, the main vehicle I think that these guys are developing wheels for, just based on looking at, you know, their social media and their website, is the Ford Raptor, both the Gen 1 with the V8 and the Gen 2 with the V6 twin turbo. So you don't have to know what size wheels you want. All you gotta know is what vehicle you have. And you tell them, I've got a Gen 2 Ford Raptor. They say, okay, here is your 20 by 9 or here's your 17 by 9, depending on what you wanna run with. And then they give you the wheels that basically sit perfectly flush and tell you what size tires and everything like that. So where we can help is finding you the right tire size if you've got a lift and things like that with our gallery at customoffsets.com/gallery. Type in your year, make, model, and we can show you everything that fits on your specific vehicle. Venomrex is doing a very similar thing where they're like, these are the wheels that fit. They don't have options where you can get a 20 by 12 -44. They aren't doing that because they're making these performance-oriented wheels rather than just making something that looks good. These look good too, obviously, but they also are designed to function well. So probably my favorite wheel from them is the 601, which is on the bottom here. And I guess if you look at it, it does look similar to some OEM style wheels out there, but when you pair this up with the Ford Raptor, and they've got tons of pictures on their website, all really good high quality pictures, it just looks really mean and really aggressive, and I just dig the way that it looks. It's probably because I'm just a huge fan of the Raptor in general, but 601, definitely my personal favorite. When it comes to weight, these guys are also doing a ton so that their wheels don't weigh a ton. So this 17 by 9, like, you can just pick it up and throw it around like it's nothing, because it doesn't really hardly weigh anything. Granted, a 17 by 9 isn't a huge size anyway, but it's seriously super light compared to other wheels on the market. They achieve that with a couple different things. One being the flow forged process with a flow formed process. And then secondly, they machine out a ton of spaces. Like on the front of this wheel, all these parts that are machined or milled out of here to get rid of that excess weight. And on the back pad, they're cutting into the back pad again to pull out that extra material that you don't necessarily need. And now this wheel just rolled out of frame, but she's coming back. So that is essentially just a quick look into Venomrex wheels. And if you're wondering where these guys came from and how they were able to make all of these wheels and just kind of come from nowhere with, like, if you look at their social media, they have to pay big dollars for all their photos and video content because it is super, super good, very clean, very crisp. And that's because these guys came from Vorsteiner. So if you don't know who Vorsteiner is, they make a lot of like aero and carbon fiber parts for cars like the Lamborghini Aventador or other supercars out there. We actually have a Vorsteiner wing on the Custom Offsets Fitment Industries Aventador. So definitely a cool heritage thing for Venomrex. These guys are coming out with a ton of new styles. Obviously they're all new to you guys, but as the years keep going on, I'm sure they'll make more and more styles, and I'm excited to see what people do with these because you really can now bridge the gap and still have a show truck, but still have a truck that performs off-road and have a good-looking wheel while you're doing it. So if you want to check out Venomrex wheels, they are loaded up on the website, customoffsets.com. Click on the online store, go to Wheels and Tires, punch in Venomrex. That's how you get to there. Peace.